We have a question from Steve Driscoll. There is a thread on Sonoma County avid motorcyclists about a shock change on an SV650 with a GSXR 1000 shock. The GSXR shock is 5 millimeters shorter than the stock shock. How will this affect the handling? Well, Steve, thanks very much for the question. Much appreciated. How will it affect the handling? Well, if a shock is 5 millimeters shorter, that means the back of the bike has dropped 5 millimeters. In order to make that into a neutral chassis, somehow you have to go ahead and shim the shock 5 millimeters. Now, with the SV650, that isn't possible. So, what would have to happen there to bring the chassis back into neutral is that the front end is therefore lowered 5 millimeters as well to keep the chassis neutral in its aspect ratio. If you are inseam challenged and you need the bike a little lower, then installing a shock like this is really a good idea. And obviously with the SV650, there are a myriad of mad scientists out there who come up with all kinds of great solutions in regards to fitting something that's adjustable in terms of shock into that particular bike. So if you're looking at lowering the motorcycle, then that would be a great idea. However, if you are looking at just putting that shock in, then obviously your bike is now canted backwards. So you have no choice but to lower the front to make the chassis neutral. You could of course go with a taller rear tire to try and make up that difference, but in essence, because the shock is shorter, you're going to have some ancillary problems there that just won't go away by putting a bigger rear tire on it. Great question, Steve. Thank you very much for that. If you have any questions for me, please send them to Dave Moss Tuning at Facebook. Thanks.